NinaDrama, the quirky social media star who's always up for a laugh, walks into the gym with Valentina Shevchenko, a living legend in the UFC. The goal? To learn the Superman punch, a move that is as much about finesse as it is about force. Nina, in her usual playful style, starts by renaming the punch to the Superwoman punch, probably trying to hype herself up before getting into what she knows is going to be a tough lesson. But Valentina is not here for jokes. As soon as Nina asks if she could grab her gloves, Valentina cuts in with a cold, "Did you warm up?" Nina, caught off guard, realizes she's in for more than what she's bargained for. When Valentina mentions there are no water breaks, not even a water fridge in the gym, you can almost see the panic in Nina's eyes. This is not the laid-back training session she envisioned. Valentina, ever the professional, starts breaking down the Superman punch like it's a sacred ritual. She shows Nina how to shift her body weight forward, then jump, and finally deliver the punch. Nina's first attempt? Let's just say it looks more like she's trying to shake off a bug that just landed on her. Valentina tries not to laugh, but she can't help herself and tells Nina to do it seriously. It's a clash of worlds. Nina's here to have fun, and Valentina's here to teach. And it's obvious that this is going to be a long lesson. Now, anyone watching can see Nina's out of her depth, but she's giving it her all. She's jumping and punching, kind of, but mostly flailing. Valentina's giving her feedback, like a strict coach who's not sure if she's been pranked into this. "You have to do it very sharp, boom," she says, trying to get Nina to stop goofing around. But Nina, ever the entertainer, is throwing in jokes between punches, and you can tell Valentina's patience is being tested. At one point, Valentina takes it up a notch, showing Nina some knuckle push-ups. These aren't your regular push-ups, no. These are the kind that make your hands feel like they've been through a meat grinder. Nina tries to keep up, but it's clear this is way out of her comfort zone. She jokes about her hands being stuck in the push-up position, and when Valentina suggests doing them on concrete, Nina looks like she's reconsidering all of her life choices. The interaction between the two is priceless. Nina is struggling but laughing through the pain, while Valentina is showing a softer side, smiling at Nina's antics but still pushing her to take it seriously. Nina asks about bruises and pain, genuinely curious how Valentina deals with it. Valentina shrugs it off like it's nothing, talking about how her body is covered in bruises, but she barely notices them. For Valentina, this is just another day at the office. For Nina, it's like she's been dropped into a boot camp without a map. There's a moment of real talk when Nina, still marveling at Valentina's toughness, says fighters must be different from birth. Valentina, surprisingly humble, talks about how it's all about training, dedication, and discipline. "We're all the same," she says, implying that anyone can achieve this level of toughness with the right mindset. It's a cool moment where Nina's playful awe meets Valentina's grounded wisdom. But then, Valentina Shevchenko, a woman who's been known to strike fear into the hearts of her opponents, took on a different kind of challenge, teaching NinaDrama how to throw a 360 kick, a move that's usually reserved for taking off someone's head. The two women stood in the gym, and you could almost hear Nina's nerves buzzing over Valentina's calm, composed instructions. Valentina kicked things off literally by breaking down the basics. A regular kick, it's like flicking a pebble off the ground. Simple, straightforward. But a 360 kick, now we're talking about twisting your entire hip, making sure it's parallel to the ground, and launching a missile disguised as a foot. When we go 360, we have to move our hip in position. Kind of like parallel to the ground, Valentina explained. No big deal, right? Just after the fundamental mechanics of how your body moves. Easy. But it's not just about aiming for the head. It's about kicking through it. Valentina emphasized, we're not kicking to the head, we're kicking through the head. Because why would you just aim at your target when you can aim to obliterate it? She then went on to explain how the 360 kick is more about momentum and angles, starting high and going low, like she was crafting an artwork with her legs. Nina, meanwhile, looked like she was trying to figure out if her body could even do that without turning into a pretzel. Now, if you're sitting here thinking, how hard can it be to just spin and kick? Let me stop you right there. Shevchenko wasn't going to let Nina off the hook that easily. She drilled the importance of technique, of keeping your hands up after every strike, because if you don't, well, let's just say it can finish badly. Picture it. You throw a kick and your hands are down. Next thing you know, you're on the mat wondering where it all went wrong. Nina, clearly overwhelmed but game, admitted she was scared. I mean, who wouldn't be with Valentina the Bullet Shevchenko staring you down, waiting for you to kick her hand? Nina's nerves showed, but Valentina reassured her, telling her not to be scared because she'd manage it. You know, just Valentina things. Like it's totally normal to catch someone's full force kick without breaking a sweat. To ease Nina into the process, Valentina switched up the pads. She brought out a bigger one, focusing on precision. The tension in the room was almost palpable. Nina was trying to balance between not making a fool of herself and genuinely wanting to learn something that might come in handy the next time a Twitter troll goes too far. She kicked again, and Valentina encouraged her. Boom, nice kick. Boom, good. Little by little, you could see Nina's confidence build up, but you could also tell she was thinking, man, I hope I don't break my foot on Valentina's hand. But Valentina wasn't done. She talked about the importance of focus, explaining that a fighter needs to stay aware of their surroundings at all times. You have to notice where your opponent is, she said, almost like she was delivering a life lesson masked as fighting advice. Every time you strike, you return to your stance, hands up, ready for whatever comes next. It's like life. Throw your shot, but always be prepared for the comeback. And then there was the no water thing. Apparently, drinking water mid-training is for amateurs. Valentina broke down her no water policy with the kind of nonchalance that suggests this is just what you do when you're a champion. She said it's about not letting your body feel heavy, keeping it clean and ready to perform at its peak. If you cannot survive for 1 hour without drinking water, what kind of competitor are you? She asks, making everyone within earshot rethink their hydration choices. Nina, meanwhile, looked like she was rethinking her entire life. Valentina's level of discipline was almost otherworldly. It's not just about physical strength, it's about mental toughness, the kind that tells your body to keep going even when it wants to quit. Shevchenko's mindset was clear. There's no room for weakness, not even a sip of water's worth. As the session continued, Nina tried to keep up, throwing kicks and punches, getting corrected by Valentina with every move. At one point, Valentina brought up dance, a hobby she's known for. She explained that dancing and fighting share a kind of physical preparation and coordination, but they're still worlds apart. Fighters are prepared for the impact, for the brutality of the sport. Dancers, they're ready for the performance, the show. Both have grace, but one is about survival. Nina tried to inject some humor, mentioning dance moves like the quan and the dab, but it was lost in translation. Valentina's response was a polite but firm, please specify and consider that you're dealing with, like my primal language is not English. You can almost hear the awkward silence that followed. So, what's the takeaway from this whole exchange? Well, for starters, Valentina Shevchenko does not mess around. Whether it's her kicks, her no-water policy, or her stoic dedication to the sport, she's all business. And Nina, she came out of it a little bruised, maybe a little confused, but definitely with a newfound respect for what it takes to be a fighter at Valentina's level. As they wrapped up, with Nina probably wondering if she'd ever walk normal again, Valentina delivered her usual calm, collected response about her upcoming fight. She doesn't need to talk trash or hype herself up. Her actions speak louder than words, and this session with Nina was just a glimpse into the relentless drive that makes Valentina Shevchenko one of the best in the world. And there you have it, folks, a day in the life of NinaDrama, getting absolutely schooled by one of the deadliest women on the planet. If this doesn't inspire you to go out there and learn a new skill, preferably one that doesn't involve knuckle push-ups on concrete, I don't know what will.